At right wing, number 16, Benjamin Genie. And at center, number 4, Benjamin Howard. Glastonbury is coached by Ken Marks. And now the starting lineup for your East Haven Yellow Jackets. On defense, number 29, Cameron LaCroix. On defense, number 70, Cameron Green. At center, number 19, Nicholas Ruggiero. At wing number 55, Evan Giovanelli. At wing number 26, Joe Vacatura. And in goal, number 30, J.P. East Haven is coached by Lou Payne. Now, ladies and gentlemen, will you all please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon, everybody, from DeLungo Rink in East Haven. The East Haven Co-op hockey team plays host today to the Guardians of Glastonbury High School. East Haven comes in at 2-2, fresh off a win on Wednesday night over Brantford 6-2. Glastonbury comes in at 2-4. They took a 3-1 defeat to Northwest Catholic on Wednesday night. Joined for a bit here in the first period by our old buddy Chris Avina, who now heads the building here at the DeLungo Rink. How are you?
I'm great, Mike. It's great to be back up here with you for a brief spell and watch our home team, have some live action in a beautiful facility.
It seems weird after having a couple of years in Northford, but it's definitely worth the wait.
For sure. The town and the administration has done such a great job at making sure that this is a first-class facility. I was just telling Becker before that I'm a little jealous that we play out of Northford as North Haven, and we don't get to enjoy this facility because, got a lot of pride every day when we walk in, especially housing high school hockey here.
Well, you said this should be a good one today. Glastonbury beat Brantford by 4 goals, just as East Haven beat Brantford by 4. So I think we have a pretty evenly matched game here.
Yeah, and I think it's time for one of the two teams to really start to take the season by the horns here and see who's going to come out victorious and maybe kickstart them through the rest of the season on a winning way.
I think that's certainly what Coach Payne is hoping from what happened the other night. A little change in the first line today. Ruggiero, Giovanelli, and Vacatura with Cam Green and Cameron LaCroix on defense, and we are underway. Puck dumped in wide to the near side of J.P. Garea. Benjamin Jean down there with a chance. Garea makes the first save of the day. Puck tied up in the corner here. Now up to Giovanelli, far side. Giovanelli avoids a hit from Benjamin Howie. And now Cameron LaCroix goes off the netting. And we're going to let some time elapse because I don't think the clock started upon faceoff, but East Haven pinned in their zone a little bit here to start the day.
Coaches will tell you different, but I'm sure the goaltender always likes to see the rubber a little bit in the beginning of the game just to get the feel for it.
So the face-off just 9 seconds in will be to the right of J.P. Garea. Now Dalbero, McGlinchey, and Savo getting their first shift of the game. They put it in front, tapped up wide through the goal mouth. Howie near side corner. Flung around the boards for 19, Michael Rodriguez. Stolen by Weinzimmer, who outlets off the stick of Savo, but not out. Puck goes on net, and J.P. Garea with another save. Dylan Ingram took a hit there from Benjamin Jean. Now Dalbero trying to go up the boards, tips it to Savo. Now McGlinchey in a foot race. Humpner gets to it first. Dalbero with the first big chance, and a save made by Patrick Sullivan 43 seconds into the game.
It's always the case. You had some pressure down one end, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you get a decent quality opportunity down the other end, which is what we just saw by Dalbero and East Haven.
His first line, pretty dynamic. Those three players work well together. Face off to the left of Sullivan, won by the Guardians, and they play it up. Camden Clarkin looking to get it out. Held in by Cameron Green. Throw toward the net of Sullivan goes wide. Now Perillo, who scored a goal the other night against Brantford, the 6th goal late in the game. At the blue line, Cameron LaCroix throws one towards the net well wide to the stick side. Held in nicely by Cameron Green. It is Perillo, Salvati, and Dimitriadis now. Icing on Glastonbury, 13:46 to go in a scoreless first.
East Haven got away with one there. 29, I think, deflected that puck on his side of the red line. Referees didn't catch it, so it's icing Glastonbury.
Rotating 3 lines early today. Face off to the left of Sullivan here. That's Ruggiero taking the draw. Glastonbury wins it, though. Tied up in the far corner by Vakatura, trying to center. Now Giovanelli tries a wraparound stuff attempt, and it pops out in front, and the Guardians come out with it. And that was Benjamin Jean carrying in off sides. 13:28 to go, no score first period. Kind of sloppy with some stops and starts here early.
I think some stick handling issues, especially early on. A lot of that Glastonbury pressure was due to mishandling of the puck by the Easties.
That game that Glastonbury played the other night, that Northwest Catholic team's a very good Division I program, so to lose 3-1 to them, I know Coach Payne was very wary of how good this Glastonbury team is.
And they play all the top guys in Division I too, and they usually either beat them or are really in the game with them. So yeah, good solid points there, Mike.
Dalbero drops down low for McGlinchey, trying to go cross ice for Savo, and it doesn't connect. Now Weinzimmer holds it at the blue line. That one goes off the netting just about 2 minutes in. And I know Ken Bars has been their coach for a long time.
For sure. He always has his team ready to go, always competing. But I did like what I saw out of East Haven right there. Nice play down low. Just didn't connect on the pass, but the give and go coming out of the corner. Good execution there by the Easties.
So face-off comes back to the near blue line. Penn back for East Haven. Tips it out to center, but it goes off the East Haven bench. 2:05 into the game. How much different is the electric Zamboni?
Well, it's not a Zamboni. It's actually a WM, so it's a different manufacturer. So it's neither a Zamboni or an Olympia. And based on that, it does have I think it makes a great sheet of ice, actually. It's not the driver, Mike. It's certainly the machine.
Savo tried to steal a puck right in front of the Glastonbury net. Played down to the near end now by Penn. He'll carry behind Garea. Penn too far for McGlinchey. And the Guardians and Ethan Biancardi will take it at center ice. And now the Guardians dump it in. That one got deflected, so it didn't go all the way behind Garea. Now it does. So Penn back for it. Penn out there with Testa now. Finds Dalbero, and here they come. Dalbero finds Griffin McGlinchey going wide. McGlinchey centers for Savo. Savo was tied up by John Christina. Puck comes out to McGlinchey in front. And I don't know if that one got through. Now Weinzimmer throws it towards the net, deflected wide. Tyler had a goal against Brantford the other night.
So Lions doing a little buzzing around the zone here.
Yeah, they definitely are. Savo tied up behind the net. Now Glastonbury steals. Puck goes off the glass. Fortuitous bounce. And here come the Guardians into East Haven zone. Shot taken there by Andrew Martire. And Garea leaves it for Weinzimmer. That pass, long stretch pass, knocked down by Sean Humpner at center. And now the Guardians touch up. They're onside. Get by Testa. Into the corner now, coming to the near side. Pinching in is Humpner at the blue line. Big paddle save by Garea. Now Giovanelli gets it out of the zone.
Really impressed with that save there. He used his stick to deflect the puck out of traffic in front. It was nicely done.
Puck dumped into the far corner now. Humpner around the boards. This was the first line today for Coach Payne, and now Glastonbury with a long pass. No one there, so now Weinzimmer finds Giovanelli at open ice. They can't control, though, and the Guardians try to quickly turn back, but that's going to be an icing prior to the red line entry. 10:44 to go. No score in the first period. I know Ingles Rink uses that kind of a Zamboni, I think, too now.
They have an electric Zamboni.
Okay.
That they just got. It has that same spray system in the back that ours does as well. Just a different technology that everyone's starting to use.
So to face off to the right here of Patrick Sullivan. No score early in the game. Demetriadis taking the face off for East Haven. Played into the corner by Christina, tied up by Salvati and Demetriadis, but now Glastonbury is going to control at least out to center ice. Dylan Ingram at his own blue line. Finds Salvati, who backhanded in, but not quite deep enough. And no icing here, so we'll play on. Foot race between Ingram and Rodriguez. Held in at the blue line, now stolen by Perillo. Nicholas Perillo dumps forward too far for Salvati. And so Glastonbury able to control. Dumped in there by Benjamin Jean. Behind the net, Rodriguez. Garea without a stick, it's behind him, and JP smartly just gobbles it up on the shot. 10 minutes even to go in a scoreless first period, and that's a smart play by a senior goaltender.
Oh, for sure. I think Glastonbury didn't see the guy sitting off the far post, that if he slid it to him, probably would have been an uncontested goal, but fortunate for the Easties, he didn't see that, and JP came up with the save.
So Cameron Green up to the blue line. McGlinchey tries to knock it down, can't get it out of the zone. Bouncing puck, Green corrals it now and creates a little space for himself behind the net. Takes a hit there from 17 Martire. So Glastonbury throwing their body around a little bit here. Savo over to Green, now Dalbero. Dalbero trying to tip it in. Not as much open ice for this line here early in the game. And now the Guardians enter the zone. Garea with a big stop there. Plays it behind for Green. Another stuff attempt by Martire. Garea tight to the post, keeps it away. McGlinchey knocks it down. He gets tied up there by Evan Gaudette. And Glastonbury controlling offensive zone time here the last minute or so. Held in at the blue line. Another chance. That one blocked by LaCroix off the netting on a play. 8:59 to go here in the first period with no score.
Savo, I think, tried to do a little too much there. He was trying to make that cutesy cross-ice pass as opposed to just a simple, easy play. Almost cost him, but good stick there, deflecting the puck into the netting.
So face-off here to the left of J.P. Garea. It is Howie and Ruggiero taking the draw. Ruggiero wins it over to Vacatura. Now Nicholas up the wall, can't get it out. Nice play by Weinzimmer to curl it back. It's been hard for East Haven to get the puck out of their own end here in the first period when they've gotten pinned deep. Weinzimmer up to Vacatura, tied up by Jean. And Ruggiero with the support Fires along the wall up to Giovanelli, who uses his body but can't get it out. And now Vacatura has it on his stick. Vacatura rubbed off the play, plays it forward. And now Howie tips it in the Glastonbury zone. There's a shot wide to the glove side of Garea. Knocked down there by Humpner. Now Howie has it, steps out in front, blocked by Ruggiero. Howie gets it back to the blue line. Thrown on
nice
net.
save.
JP got a piece of that one. Puck tied up in the corner now. Weinzimmer and Ruggiero with Howie and Jean. Ruggiero trying to fend Howie off the play. And now it's finally up to Vacatura, who just tips up to the blue line. Another paddle save by Garea. So Glastonbury quick to the loose pucks here early on. Now Dylan Ingram just out of the zone, and that will allow East Haven to go for a line change. Oh, wow. Glastonbury had about 10 guys on the ice, and we got a penalty.
It's funny, you hear Coach Payne in the background with his long, every time a team changes, he wants to do that stress pass and catch the team in transition. And actually this time it was the right move too, because it gave caught Glastonbury with too many men.
Yep. So
nice power play opportunity for the Easties.
So 7:32 to go in the period, no score.
Mike,
thank you, Chris, for coming on for a few minutes here. Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. Pleasure's all mine, Mike. Great to see you and the gang here. As always, you guys do a fantastic job, Rob. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
And good luck with the rest of your season as well.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Mike, so much. All right, take care, guys.
You too. So a power play here for East Haven, as Nick Giglietti's going to hop on here. Savo with a chance. Sullivan made the stop. Now Dalbero to Savo in the corner. Savo now Dylan Ingram. Savo at the wing. Glastonbury had controlled play up to this point, but now the too many men penalty. What a save and a rebound goal. I think that's Savo that's going to get that one. It's a power play goal. And with 7:06 to go in the period, East Haven with a 1-0 lead. And how about that? You come upstairs and 2 seconds later there's a goal.
I guess I'm the lucky charm, right? But what a play by Dalbero. He waited and waited. He found McGlinchey. It was a good save by the Glastonbury goaltender, but Savo, right place, right time. He's known for going crashing into the net, so great job by Savo.
So, as I was saying before the goal, Glastonbury had really controlled most of the first half of this period. We'll see if that opens things up a little bit for East Haven. Savo has his stick knocked away by Sean Humpner in the corner. Now Griffin McGlinchey gets tied up on the far side. So Glastonbury, not an overly big team, but they're not afraid to throw their body around, that's for sure. Puck comes out in front, stolen by the Guardians, and here they come. Nice play by Dylan Ingram and Tyler Weinzimmer to keep the puck in front of them. And now Dalbero swings it up the boards, knocked down by Christina. And now a chance deflected up and over the net. Dalbero lost it to Rodriguez. Puck was centered. Comes back out to the blue line. That one's blocked. And now Dalbero. Dalbero through center ice. Carries in. Dalbero goes wide. Up the boards, knocked down by Dimitriadis. Now Cam Green throws it towards the net, deflected on net. Sullivan covers up. 5:59 to go in the period. Still 1-0 East Haven. I don't think they cleared the power play time. I don't think Glastonbury has another penalty.
No, I don't think so. So far, nice job by East Haven, though. You said they were really applying the pressure in the first half of the first period, but now it's East Haven's favor.
Yeah, the ice definitely does seem tilted right now. And one thing I'm noticing here in the first period is that routinely Coach Payne is using all three lines, which I think is really important, to give. He started the second line today, and now we really got a problem because now we got no time on the clock. So
what happened in 5 minutes?
Yeah, that was a quick 5 minutes, that's for sure. So you go back to school, what, Monday?
Yeah.
And this is, am I right? This is your last semester?
Yeah, senior year.
That has to stop. Time has to stop.
Agreed.
Now, wait a minute. Well, now we're at 6:23. We went backwards. Didn't we?
Yep, it was at 5:59, right?
Something like that. Giovanelli, that puck was deflected, and it kind of caught Sullivan going the wrong way. Now Ruggiero dumps into the backhand harmlessly. East Haven has done a good job the last few minutes defensively of keeping pucks in front of them, and that was part of what caused the too many men on the ice penalty on Glastonbury, which helped East Haven get the goal. Now the Guardians back the other way. Vakatura tried to apply a hit. Glastonbury player avoided it at the last minute. Far side boards, Dylan Ingram looking for Vakatura, but it doesn't connect, and icing waved off. Nice hustle by Joe Vakatura, who's slow to get up in the corner there.
Nice hit by Savo, too.
Yeah, Vakatura wanted a penalty. That's going to be an icing call with 5:18 to go in a scoreless first period as Vakatura and Humpner have words with each other coming back up ice.
Yeah, I can see why Vakatura wanted a penalty, though. He went in to avoid the icing. It was a good job by Vakatura, and the player kind of hit him right in the head, right on the boards.
He is a feisty player, and he's logging big minutes here his senior year, and he's really worked hard for this team.
Taking the most of it.
Yep. Puck cleared out to center, so Glastonbury will just quickly dump it in. Penn and Testa on defense now, the third defense pairing, also getting regular shifts today with a lot of games left because of that 2-week break. What a save by J.P. Garea. Puck now in front of the net, scrambling, and it's cleared harmlessly wide. Humpner at the blue line. Shot was deflected. Puck comes out in front. Garea thought he had it covered, and now it's back to the blue line, held in. Rodriguez, stolen away by Dalbero, and now Testa has it on his stick. He lost it, and the puck is played behind the net now for Benjamin Howie. Howie back to Rodriguez.
Staven's tired right now.
Yeah, they are. This line has been pinned in here for a long time. McGlinchey up the boards, but not out of the zone. Griffin still working. And the puck does come out, so at least McGlinchey can come off. Testa finds Savo. Savo tips it ahead. That allows Dalbero to go off. And now Savo's going to come off. Glastonbury dumps in. Evan Gaudette in the far corner. Collided into by Dimitriadis. Garea knocked that one himself, and it went wide. Here comes Perillo. Perillo tips it past his man. Oh, that should have been a hook right there. J.P. Garea going towards the bench thinking there was going to be a penalty, but there was no call. Now knocked down by Dylan Ingram. This line has actually had a few chances here in the first period. Dylan Ingram carries in himself. Dylan Ingram goes wide. Now carries behind the net. Trying to find Ruggiero in front. Doesn't connect, and Weinzimmer can't keep it in. So now Glastonbury gets to go the length of the ice here. Clear it out to center. Ingram up the boards. Can't get it by Gaudette, who dumps it in. Weinzimmer up to Vakatura. Knocked down by Benjamin Howie. Vakatura now to Ruggiero. Nicholas Ruggiero in the Glastonbury zone. He tried to go towards the middle, and there was nothing doing there. Vakatura comes with a loose pass. Center for Giovanelli, and it just went wide. I'm not sure if Sullivan got a piece of that. Nice little give and go there between Vakatura and Giovanelli. This one is on Garea, and he left it for Cam Green. Cam Green hounded by Rodriguez. He turns it over now to Humpner. Rodriguez centered. What a big pad save by J.P. Garea on a chance by Benjamin Howie. Garea with a couple of huge saves here in this first period.
Giovanelli with a big hit right
Yeah.
at center ice.
And it caused Benjamin Howie to do a little spinorama. And J.P. Garea holds that one. Wow, he's been huge in this period. 1:50 to go. It's 1-0 East Haven.
Yeah, big saves by JP. He's really stood on his head the last couple of games. He had a really good game against Brantford, and so far he's playing really well against this Glastonbury team who we mentioned that they're 3-1 on the season, right?
No, they're 2-4.
2-4, but they played some tough teams
yes,
too.
They just played Northwest Catholic Wednesday night, who's a top 10 team in Division I, and lost 3-1, so they are tough. That puck deflected up and over the net.
If I'm not mistaken, Glastonbury used to be Division I,
They
right?
were Division I for a time. Won the Division II championship, and that was when you had to move up to Division I if you won. Savo in on a long pass. Shot goes wide of Sullivan. That long pass worked quite a bit the other night against Brantford, and it's been tried a couple of times already here today. Savo back to Dylan Ingram, who just tips it into the Glastonbury zone. I also think it's important that East Haven rotates the 6th defenseman. This team, I think, is very, very deep defensively. Here's Howie. Nice play by Dylan Ingram to tie that puck up. Howie behind the net, into the far corner now. It goes back to the blue line. Knocked down there by John Christina, blocked by Ruggiero. Nicholas Ruggiero into the Glastonbury zone. Ruggiero goes wide. He's on his backhand, stays with it. Drops it off to Perillo, who gets sandwiched into the boards. Cleared out to center, but Cam Green just keeps it in front of him. Here comes Glastonbury. Nice play by LaCroix to tie that puck up. Cameron LaCroix playing like a veteran, and it took about 5 seconds for the official to see it. He was staring right at it. 10.5 seconds to go in the period. 1-0 East Haven.
I don't know how he didn't call that earlier. He was looking right at it. I mean,
so one more face-off here to the right of J.P. Garea, who has had a huge first period here in this game. Ruggiero taking the draw. It's one up to Giovanelli, who does a good job to tip it out of the zone. It's a foot race, but Glastonbury is going to control it, and that's going to do it. So each team with a good amount of scoring chances. J.P. Garea had some huge saves, but Michael Savo with the power play goal has East Haven on top here 1-0.
Yeah, it was a good period by both teams, Mike. You mentioned Glastonbury really kind of put the pressure on in the first half. East Haven had a very good power play. They moved the puck so well. It should be a very entertaining second period.
So at the end of one, it's East Haven 1, Glastonbury 0. We're back for the second period in a moment. Back here at the Lungo Rink in East Haven, we start period 2. East Haven with a 1-0 lead. Shots on goal in the first period were it was either 18 or 19 for Glastonbury and 7 for East Haven. So J.P. Garea made a ton of saves in that first period, and Michael Savo has the only goal on the power play, and that's the only stat that really matters right now. Puck comes out in front. Vacatura tips one towards the net. Ruggiero with a rebound, and Patrick Sullivan was tight to the post, and he keeps East Haven from adding to the lead. Here comes Michael Rodriguez. He couldn't control a bouncing puck on a fresh sheet of ice. Puck comes out in front, and Hoey puts one just wide of Garea. And now Vacatura. This was the starting line today. Boy, Vacatura took a hit right at the blue line, and he's coming off, as is that whole line. Savo steals, gets by one man, comes in, shot, saves Sullivan, and the puck deflects up and out of play 30 seconds into the second period, and it's 1-0 East Haven.
Yeah, that second line's been really good. I think they've had a good couple of games. The Brantford game was probably their best game, yes. I think. And we've said it before, the first line can't do everything. The second line's finally starting to get some good opportunities, and they're making it worth.
I think one of the biggest things we saw the other night was a goal by a defenseman.
Right.
Getting the defenseman involved offensively is going to be huge going forward.
They all have great shots, too.
Yeah, they do. So face off to the right of Sullivan here. It's Dalbero taking the draw. Flanked by McGlinchey and Savo. He wins it back to the point. Weinzimmer with a shot that goes just wide. Weinzimmer had that goal on Wednesday night against Brantford. Glastonbury with an odd-looking dump in. They had to wait and make sure they were onside. And now Griffin McGlinchey outlets to Savo, or trying to get to him anyway. He was at center ice, but it's taken away there by Christina. Now over to Andrew Hazard. Hazard dumps it in for Glastonbury. It's on net. Garea senses trouble and he holds. 13:45 to go, second period, 1-0 East Haven.
Yeah, it really seems like they're trying to find Savo on that long pass. He's a good player. He's fast, physical, goes to the net very hard. So if that's working all day, why not stay with it?
It was successful a couple of times the other night against Brantford, so you're right. If it works, keep it working. Dalbero had his stick slashed out of his hand. Shot blocked by Savo. It's a foot race. Savo's going to win it. He floats one towards Sullivan. Sullivan made the save. Savo gets it back. Dalbero couldn't corral a bouncing puck. What a huge chance here for East Haven. They are buzzing now. Dalbero with Savo behind the net. Savo now has it to McGlinchey. McGlinchey can't get the shot away, and the Guardians come away with the puck. They tip it by Cam Green. Cam got in good body position, though. Rodriguez throws one toward the net, blocked by LaCroix. And now it's Cameron Green. Cameron Green skating into Glastonbury zone. Throws one towards the net, saved by Sullivan. East Haven's come out with a little bit more jump to their step here in this period, I think, than they had in the first. Knocked down briefly by McGlinchey. The Guardians, though, able to dump it in. Giovanelli at the half wall. Now into the corner. At the half wall now, Ruggiero and Green tied up. Dalbero actually still out there. That was McGlinchey and Green. Dalbero with a steal. Dalbero in, saves Sullivan as the Glastonbury defender, Christina, got tied up with the official, and that's why Dalbero came in on net.
Yeah, and you can see that Christina complaining to the ref, well, why are you in my way?
So 12:15 left, second period, 1-0 East Haven. So it's volleyball season for you now, right?
Yep.
When's the first game?
Not till February. So got like a month preseason and then go into the regular season.
So the face-off to the right of Sullivan here. It's Ruggiero taking the draw. Ruggiero now to Vacatura, trying to put one in front. These three are gaining more confidence with every shift. You could see it. You've got two seniors in Vacatura and Ruggiero, and then Giovanelli. Nice pass in front to Ruggiero, but he couldn't get the shot away. Now Glastonbury clears it out. Dylan Ingram up the boards. I thought it was going to go off somebody in the East Haven bench. It didn't. Vacatura with a good hard forecheck, trying to disrupt the pass. Now here comes Glastonbury. It's Martire. Martire couldn't corral it. Now John Christina, trying to get by Weinzimmer. He can't. Weinzimmer and Christina collide, and he never got a shot away. Now they have it in the slot. They still don't get one away. There's the shot save, Garea. That was Joshua Sandler with the shot, and JP paddles it off to the side. Now Ruggiero behind the net ties his man up. Nicholas Ruggiero off the boards looking for Vacatura, but at the very least, he got it out of the zone. Now Tyler Weinzimmer, they're trying to catch Glastonbury on a change. Weinzimmer looking for Salvati, icing waved off, so we play on. Dimitriadis disrupts, but here comes Glastonbury. Nice little dipsy-do play to get the puck behind Dylan Ingram, centering pass. And I think Tyler Weinzimmer lifted the stick of the Glastonbury player just before they were able to get the shot away. Rodriguez trying to connect with Benjamin Jean on the far side. And now the Guardians come back with it. Puck banks off the boards behind Garea. Dylan Ingram up for Perillo. Nicholas Perillo, who scored his first goal as a freshman on Wednesday night. Rodriguez in on Garea, and it's poked away from him. Held it at the blue line, shot deflected, and now Perillo has it on his stick. Nicholas Perillo plays it deep, tries to play it deep as he gets sandwiched into the boards. That's going to be icing. 9:53 to go. Second period, East Haven 1, Glastonbury nothing.
Yeah, Glastonbury was really controlling the play right there. Luckily, they iced the puck, so puck's going to come into the Glastonbury zone with the first line out.
Yeah, that's the advantage when you have the icing. If that first line is fresh, that's a matchup that's clearly in your favor. Dalbero takes the draw, tries to win it to McGlinchey. Held in nicely at the blue line by Penn. Turnover behind the net. Savo. Dalbero comes away with it to McGlinchey. Shot gets deflected up and over the net, out of play. 9:39 to go, second period. 1-0 East Haven.
Yeah, what a pass by Dalbero. McGlinchey kind of snapped it a little too high, but it was a good opportunity by McGlinchey.
Not a lot of open ice for that line so far today.
I think that's because every team kind of knows that it's probably one of the best lines so far, honestly.
Yeah. That's why, as we talked about, it's so important for that second line and third line to get going. And I think with the more ice time they get, the better they'll be. McGlinchey tried to stuff, couldn't get a shot away. Drops it back for Savo. Savo had it stolen by Christina. And now Glastonbury breaks out. Pass too long. Testa rides his man into the boards. Now Penn up to Dalbero off his stick. And it's tipped up by McGlinchey out to center before the Guardians just take and dump it right back in. Maxwell Hersom tied up by Testa. Penn couldn't win the foot race, so now Glastonbury able to pin East Haven deep. They try to feather one in front. Instead, it goes back to the blue line. Now Penn around the boards. Savo steps down. He's tied up. Guardians come away with it. Played behind the net. Testa lost it for a second. Now finds McGlinchey, and they were going for Dalbero on a little neutral zone stretch pass. Doesn't connect, and so Glastonbury keeps the puck. Knocked down at center ice by Giovanelli. Now Howie tried to play it in for the Guardians. And now Penn up ahead to Vacatura. Vacatura trying to work by Christina, but Christina takes it behind his own net. And the Guardians break out. That long pass broken up nicely by Testa. Just seems like a lot of sloppy play here. Oh, big open ice collision. Giovanelli and Rodriguez, and with Giovanelli's helmet kind of flopping in the air, whistle blows here with 7:51 to go.
Wow, that was a beautiful hit. Clean hit, too.
Yep.
Of course, Glastonbury is going to try and say that's a penalty, though.
Oh, of course they are.
I think that'd be any team, though, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Evan Giovanelli, no stranger to throwing his body around out there, and that one was a nice hit.
He's a big boy, too, so he uses his body well and to his advantage as well.
Yep.
I think the coach wanted an explanation on that, too.
Yeah. Well, I think part of the issue was the collision happened. Giovanelli's helmet is kind of flopped off his face a little bit, and the puck was in the East Haven zone.
Right.
I think that's part of the issue. So Frazier takes Giovanelli's place on this shift with the face-off to the right of J.P. Garea. They keep it in the zone. Jean back to the blue line for Humpner. Thrown toward the net, deflected wide. Weinzimmer got tied up. Now Ingram to Vakatura, who clears it out. Dumped in by Glastonbury. It goes all the way behind the net. Now it comes out in front, and JP covers. 7:23 to go, second period. East Haven 1, Glastonbury nothing.
Last 4 or 5 minutes or so, Glastonbury really has controlled play. I don't think the East Haven has had a shot in quite some time.
Yeah, they came out with better legs here in the second period, but you're right. Glastonbury does seem to have controlled play here the last few minutes. Puck tied up at the half wall on the far side. Perillo, Dimitriadis, and Green all trying to work the puck free, and Perillo came away with it, but Glastonbury steals. They're keeping it along the boards. Now they put one in front, goes all the way back to the blue line. Shot blocked. I think that was Salvati that got a piece of that one. Now Salvati gets it back. Salvati looking for Perillo. The pass was deflected. It goes on Sullivan, and he will cover up. 6:46 left, second period. 1-0 East Haven.
Yeah, it's a nice job by Salvati just to get the puck deep. I know he tried obviously putting it to the boards, but either way, it's offensive zone or offensive time in the Glastonbury zone.
So the face-off to the left of Sullivan here. It's Benjamin Howie and John Dalbero on the draw. Dalbero wins it cleanly. Back to Weinzimmer. His shot was blocked. Savo gets to it first, tips it ahead. Now it comes back to the blue line. Savo shot saved. Sullivan. Dalbero had a chance at a putback. It went off of Sullivan and went wide of the net. Boy, what a chance there. Benjamin Jean throws one towards the net. It goes wide of J.P. Garea. Now up to the half wall. Dalbero with a hit. Ties up Jean in the corner. Dylan Ingram there for help. Dalbero comes away with it. And Dalbero's got some room at center ice. Dalbero going for McGlinchey, but he had to wait to stay on side, so the puck just gets dumped in, and now cleared down. It'll be an icing. 5:57 left. Second period, it's 1-0. And Savo, since the Amity game, has really been on a good goal scoring streak here.
What's that, 4 or 5?
5. He scored 2 the other night, 2 against Amity, and now 1 today. And I think in the first 2 games, I think he was held scoreless.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but I started to say before that 2-week layoff without a game really shrunk the schedule quite a bit. So keeping everybody fresh is going to be important, just as important as trying to win games. Glastonbury carries deep. Vakatura stole, got it up to the blue line, but not out. Held in by Maxwell Hersom. Ruggiero up the boards, far side, held in there. Hazard steps down. And now East Haven clears it out to center where John Christina just dumps in. So Glastonbury keeping the play in the East Haven end right now. Ruggiero can't get it out. Held in by Christina at the blue line. Plays it into the corner. Taken there by Camden Clarkin. He's tied up by Penn. Up to the blue line, but not out. Shot on net. J.P. Gurria made the save. And Vakatura tips it out of the zone. Glastonbury gets to the blue line, dumps in. Now Testa trying to find Giovanelli. They don't connect. Penn around the boards, but Glastonbury continues to keep East Haven on their end. Now Giovanelli looking for Vakatura. Vakatura tips it ahead, but no icing. They'll wave it off. So we'll play on. John Christina, who can skate, up ahead for Glastonbury. Ingram forces him wide. Christina behind the net. Puts one in front. It was blocked. That was Perillo who blocked the pass.
Oh, what a hit by Weinzimmer in the corner.
Yeah, huge hit by Weinzimmer. Now Dimitriadis can't get it out of the zone. And now Salvati comes out with it finally for East Haven as he takes a hit. Now Christina back for Glastonbury. Finds Gene cross ice. Gene now to Howie. Howie to Rodriguez, who was going in front. He was tied up by Ingram. Oh, wow, what a hit there on the Glastonbury player on Salvati. That was Howie right in front of the official. Again, it was a clean hit. Now Salvati gets sandwiched here. Perillo in offsides as Sullivan holds on to the shot. 3:28 to go, 1-0 East Haven, and Glastonbury's physical play could be a problem here as we go forward.
Yeah, you could definitely tell Glastonbury's hitting more and gaining more offensive zone time for the Guardians. It should be the last 3 minutes. I mean, it could be anybody's game.
And Coach Payne is letting the official on the near side in front of the bench letting him know his thoughts. Dalbero drops it back for McGlinchey. McGlinchey back to Dalbero, trying to feather a one-timer for Savo. It was a good look, but they didn't connect. Guardians clear it out. Cam Green, though, back in good position. And he finds Savo up ahead to Dalbero. Dalbero in, save. Sullivan, he holds on. 3:07 to go, and this line's had two chances now on the shift.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of opportunities every game. I mean, Dalbero is kind of a two-way player.
Yep.
I think Savo is kind of like a grinder, and McGlinchey is just a very hard worker. And this line could be very dangerous towards the end of the season.
Dalbero actually wins the faceoff to himself. Nice pass to McGlinchey, and his shot might have gotten deflected, and it went up and out of play with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, definitely deflected, I think. McGlinchey basically had an open net. I think it was a Glastonbury defender that got the puck there.
Yep. This game today marks the 1/4 point of the season. This is the 5th game. Seems like it's taken a long time to get to 5 games. Cameron LaCroix with a shot from the blue line that got through. Sullivan made the stop. Now Michael Savo. Savo, far side. Waiting, cross ice to Dalbero for a one-timer. He was wide open. Kind of reminded me of Artemi Panarin or Mika Zibanejad standing by himself. Savo again looking for Dalbero, and it doesn't connect. They've got Dalbero on that side. Here comes Benjamin Jean. Jean throws one towards the net. Rodriguez with a backhander. Never got through, and here comes Savo with a little bit of room. Savo has help. Drops it back, McGlinchey to Dalbero, back to McGlinchey, and the backhander went just wide. They were unselfish and might have been a little bit too unselfish there with 2:12 to go.
Yeah, I mean, there was great puck movement, though. I thought for sure it was goal. McGlinchey kind of been snake-bitten in this game so far. He has 4 solid chances in the past 2-3 minutes.
Biggest game of the day today, at least in Division I. Down at Bennett Rink in West Haven at 3 o'clock. The defending champions, Notre Dame of West Haven against Fairfield Prep. That should be a battle with a capital B. Those teams may be headed towards a state championship meeting in Division I. Giovanelli steps down behind the net. Tried to feather one through, but didn't get anything on it, and that allows Glastonbury to break out. Cameron LaCroix stepped up, made a hit at the blue line, and he's going to get called. It might be for interference, and it is. So with 1:47 left in a 1-0 game, East Haven's going to be shorthanded for the first time today.
I don't know if I really agree with that call, honestly. I thought LaCroix was going for the hit instead of, but, I mean, interference, whatever you want to call it, it's a penalty.
Interference is always, unless it's with a goaltender, it's an easy one. Interference at open ice is always a tough call.
Yeah.
But a big penalty this late in the period, only with a 1-goal lead. And Glastonbury having really controlled play for much of the period, except for the last few minutes, East Haven's gotten it going. So we'll see the penalty kill for the first time today. There's Christina with a shot that went wide to the glove side of J.P. Garea. At the blue line, and it goes past Liam Resto. And so Glastonbury has to start all the way back in their own end here. It's on Resto's stick. He can't control it. Bouncing puck late in the period, so some snowy ice. Here's Benjamin Howie for Glastonbury. He's got some jets. Howie gets by one, gets by Weinzimmer, tries to tuck one behind J.P. Garea. He said no, and then Dalbero fired it all the way down the length of the ice. Here's John Christina. Christina for Glastonbury. Gets by Dylan Ingram, puts it in the corner. Christina backhands back to the blue line, held in by Resto. Now to the near side. Humpher collides with Savo. Now it's behind the net. And Humpner has it at the wing. Back down, controlled by Howie. He's hounded by Dylan Ingram. There's a shot that gets through. Garea makes the save. He looks to cover, and he does. 23 seconds left in the period, 36 on the power play, which would carry over into the third.
Yeah, good job by the penalty killers of East Haven so far.
Up until that last one, they really weren't allowing anything to get through.
Right. I wouldn't really say that's a high scoring opportunity for Glastonbury.
No.
Kind of just a lucky rebound.
Yep. Face off to the right of Garea, and they clear all the way down. So they may have time for one more rush here in this period, but not if John Dalbero can have anything to say about it. It's corralled by Testa at center. He's going to fire all the way down, and so that's going to end the period behind the Glastonbury net here. 13 seconds of power play time will carry over into the third. Defensively, that was about as good a period as you could play for East Haven.
Yeah, and I thought East Haven would kind of come out firing and try and score the next goal, because the next goal is the biggest goal of the game, honestly. But they played very well defensively. Glastonbury played very well offensively. The third period is going to be huge for both teams. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we got a big third coming up. At the end of 2, East Haven 1, Glastonbury 0. Back for the third period in a moment. Back here at the Lungo Rink in East Haven, we start what should be a very interesting third period. East Haven with a 1-0 lead over Glastonbury. And Nick, I think in the first 5 games, at least that I've seen, this is the fastest team that East Haven has faced so far.
Yeah, for sure. As we mentioned before, they were a D1 team. They've always played a tough schedule, and this team's very good, very underrated team. And this Glastonbury team could be top 10, I think, in my opinion. I know they're on a losing streak right now, but I'm sure their schedule gets a little easier. But East Haven, they've played very well. They've stayed with them, and they have the lead. So let's East Haven kill this penalty, and then work from there.
It's a very important period. You started off the new month, the new year, with a win the other night, a big win in a rivalry game, and now you come back today against a solid team. And I talked to Coach Payne the other night, and he was very, very weary of how good this Glastonbury team was. But especially defensively today, his team has been toe-to-toe with him. There's a steal by Benjamin Howie, and what a stop by J.P. Gurria as a quick shot from Rodriguez, and Gurria went right across the crease 20 seconds in to make the save.
Yeah, great save by J.P. Penalty is over for Glastonbury.
Yep, they came out with 13 seconds of power play time. East Haven killed that, so that's going to be one of the biggest keys in a one-goal game here in the third period, to stay out of the penalty box. That was the first penalty of the day for East Haven, so that's definitely something that has improved. Puck behind the net. This line for Glastonbury seems like it's been on the ice all day long. Rodriguez, Howie, and Benjamin Jean. Big save there by Gurria with a couple of guys in front of him, and he made the stop. Here's McGlinchey up to Dalbero. Dalbero with a bouncing puck knocked into the boards by Humpner. Dalbero went down behind the net. Michael Rodriguez with an outlet, and here comes Howie. Benjamin Howie gets by Dylan Ingram. Howie in shot, big save by J.P. Gurria to keep this a 1-0 East Haven lead. Tyler Weinzimmer up. I thought it was going to go out of play, but they kept it alive. Dalbero 2-on-1 with Savo. Dalbero to Savo. He scores! What a pass from Dalbero to Savo. And that puts East Haven on top 2-0.
We mentioned Savo. He's had a great couple games. He scored 2 against Brantford. Now he has 2 again. It seems like almost every game so far, the past 3-4 games, he's had 2 goals. Let's see if he can finally get the hat trick in this game.
Yeah, he had the 2 goals against Amity that, you think about it, gave East Haven a 2-0 lead in that game.
Right.
About, 5 minutes in?
Yep.
So Michael Savo with 6 goals in his last 3 games. He's got both goals today. Oh, what a hit by Cameron LaCroix. That is a big goal with a capital B right there. That puck, Cameron Green just ran over Rodriguez at the blue line. This team defensively, I think this is the best they've looked defensively in 5 games.
Yeah, I think right now you play defense first and then worry about offense.
Puck now behind the net. That's LaCroix. He's tied up by Kyle Giannitti. Up to the blue line, but Giovanelli not out. Nice play by LaCroix, and now Ruggiero steals. Ruggiero gains the red line. Up ahead to Vacatura. Vacatura works the puck deep, gets through a check. Makes a check of his own. Ruggiero put one out in front, but there was nobody there. How about Cameron LaCroix stepping down to make a hit? Now he turns offensive behind the net. Puts one in front for Giovanelli, but it just doesn't connect. Here comes Glastonbury. Vacatura hustles back. Good hustle by Vacatura. Now Christina puts the puck behind the net. Nobody on the other end for Glastonbury. Salvati in a foot race. He's got Kempner with him. Salvati rides Kempner into the boards, and he stays with the play. Boy, they are working hard. That 2 weeks that they did have without a game may have been what this team needed. A big pass saved by Garea, and he couldn't hold on to it, and the rebound went by him. And Benjamin Howie gets the goal. And with 11:56 left here in the third, it's now a 2-1 East Haven lead.
Howie's a good player for this Guardians team. He's been all over the ice, all over the East Haven defense. JP got a big piece of that, but it just squeezed between his legs, and we have a 1-goal game.
They always say that the 2-goal lead is the most unsafe lead in hockey. And now Glastonbury is one shot away from tying this thing up. So it's going to be a tight one down to the wire here at the Lungo Rink this afternoon. Certainly the closest game we've seen so far this year. This line of Gene, Rodriguez, and Howie, as I said, has been on the ice seemingly all day for Glastonbury. Here's Dalbero up to Savo. Savo drops it back to Dalbero with room. Shot wide to the glove side of Sullivan. Great passing. Good work between Savo and Dalbero. Cameron Green dumps it in, and he dumps it out of play off the netting. And I look over at the bench, and all I had to do is see Coach Payne's face, and I don't think I can repeat what he's thinking.
Just got to be smart with the puck, though. I mean, I know there's still 11 minutes left in the third, but that's it. It should be an easy dump in.
11:22 left, third period. East Haven 2, Glastonbury 1. I know it doesn't have East Haven Brantford intensity, but you got two evenly matched teams today. It's been a heck of a game. Dylan Ingram behind the net. Ingram up the boards. It's going to be held in at the blue line by Christina, who is a solid two-way defenseman for the Glastonbury Guardians. Ruggiero up to Giovanelli. Giovanelli looking for Vacatura at center. They don't connect, but now Ruggiero follows it up. Ruggiero gets by both men, carries it on the backhand. Feathered one in front for Giovanelli. Vacatura was also at the doorstep, and they couldn't poke it home. Now Christina. Long outlet pass. Ingram corrals it. Dylan's going to carry back behind his own net. Dylan Ingram now up to Vacatura, not out of the zone. Now Vacatura works to get it out. Dylan Ingram at his own blue line looking for Savo. Not going to get there. Icing, 10:15 to go in the third. 2-1 East Haven.
Yeah, you see they're trying to look at Savo at that long pass again, and as I mentioned before earlier in the game, it has worked, but 1-goal lead, play it safe.
Yeah, it's that's why. Does anybody have more fun on the ice than Savo does? I mean, back to the blue line. The puck actually comes out of the blue line and now dumped in. Cameron LaCroix is going to get it. LaCroix looking for Griffin McGlinchey. He gets by both men as, again, the long outlet pass worked. Now Dalbero has it behind. Dalbero tried for McGlinchey, I think. He was on his backhand. Cam Green tries to put it deep, stolen by the Guardians. Here they come. Rodriguez in. LaCroix gets back, and a save by Garea, and he kept it in front of him. J.P. Garea robbed Michael Rodriguez. And with 9:41 to go in the third, it's still a 2-1 East Haven lead.
What a great save. JP is a big goaltender. Doesn't give up much space, but Rodriguez, great speed, a good opportunity for the Guardians.
Certainly the best save of the day right there by Garea. And he keeps his team on top here, 2-1. Rodriguez trying to center for Gene. Now Howie, the goal scorer for Glastonbury. Ruggiero up the boards to the blue line and out. Resto back over to Humpner for the Guardians. They dump down, no icing. We play on. Dylan Ingram gets to it first. Dylan Ingram feathers one to Giovanelli. Takes a hit from Howie. Deflection goes just wide to the stick side. Now Weinzimmer up to Vacatura. They can't get it out. Rodriguez again. Oh, big hit by Evan Giovanelli, who led with his shoulder and went shoulder to shoulder with Rodriguez, and it knocked the play off kilter. Now Howie behind the net. Glastonbury buzzing here. Vacatura with a hit on Howie. Shot knocked down in front. Two Glastonbury players collide in front of the net. Rogerio banks one off for Savo, who was offsides. 8:39 to go in the third. It's 2-1 East Haven, and you could tell the Guardians are skating with a lot of confidence right now.
Yeah. After getting that goal, I'm sure they're going to have all the confidence and try and tie this game. But East Haven defense has been very solid.
So center ice face off now as Glastonbury wins the draw. Here's Christina. Leaves it for Andrew Hazard, who dumps ahead. They get by Testa. Testa now paired with Cameron Green. They got it up to McGlinchey. They can't get it out of the zone. Shot blocked by Green. Nice play by Cameron Green. Now McGlinchey finds Savo working through a check. Savo is going to carry it into the corner. He's got Christina with him, who kind of glued himself to Michael Savo as the puck went into the corner. Now Testa. Testa right at the red line, dumps in. East Haven will start making a change. Steal by Dalbero. Dalbero, the only man deep, waits for help. Giovanelli and Vacatura now out there with him. Dalbero collided with the official, but no harm. That's going to be an icing with 7:39 left, third period. East Haven 2, Glastonbury 1. Another big game right after this one here between Guilford and North Branford, a battle of undefeated teams later today.
Yeah, that should be a really good game. I didn't think North Branford had a lot of guys this year, but I guess they're working very well.
Yeah, they seem to be a hard-working and gritty team, and as you'd expect, SCC Division II, anybody could beat anybody on any given day. As we've seen, there's going to be a penalty coming up on Glastonbury as soon as they touch up, and that'll be right now. 7:23 left in the third period. It's 2-1. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw J.P. Gurria kind of go flying into the bench to get the extra attacker.
I'm sure he doesn't even need to lift a leg to get up to the bench.
No, he definitely doesn't. But they tried to open the door for him. He tried to get off as fast as he could. So, face off to the right of Patrick Sullivan, and here's a huge chance for East Haven to get that 2-goal lead back.
The past two games, I noticed East Haven has gone with just the 3 forwards and 2 defensemen.
Yep. Yeah, they were going with 4 forwards in the Amity game. That puck goes by Tyler Weinzimmer. It's going to go all the way down. Weinzimmer's got to hustle because Rodriguez is on his tail. There's an outlet for Dalbero. Just tipped ahead to Griffin McGlinchey. And they get in. Now Dalbero. Dalbero will look to set it up. Now McGlinchey has it, and they spread out. Dalbero, they do have Savo in front. He's trying to create some space for himself. Dalbero back to McGlinchey. They tried a little give and go, but it didn't connect. Dalbero's got it back. Now McGlinchey does. Savo still at the far circle all by himself. Good hustle by Glastonbury here on this kill. Dalbero keeps it in, finds McGlinchey. Savo trapped it in his feet, goes through the goal mouth. Now Dalbero at the far side, fanned on a pass attempt. And they're going to call a hand pass from Dalbero to McGlinchey. So 6:19 left in the third. 57 seconds on the power play. It's 2-1 East Haven.
Yeah, you can tell Savo's feeding for that third goal. He's wide open. I'm sure he's yelling and screaming.
When he's not dancing in between faceoffs. So 6:19 left in the third period. 57 seconds on the East Haven power play. Trying to add to a 2-1 lead. McGlinchey over to Dylan Ingram. Dylan Ingram tried a outlet pass to Savo. It was broken up. And now the Guardians are going to fire all the way down. Correa leaves it for Ingram. He had McGlinchey at the blue line. He finds him. Griffin McGlinchey works through the check of Humpner. McGlinchey continuing to work. He's got Humpner on him. And now Dalbero comes away with the puck. Good work by Griffin McGlinchey. McGlinchey tried to go back to Dalbero, who was going towards the net. And now Glastonbury's going to clear all the way down. Gurria. Smart play as he had Maxwell Hersom coming down shorthanded. Dalbero thought about dropping one for Vakatura, but Vakatura was going to the net. Vakatura trying to go back to the front of the net, and the Guardians clear it out. Weinzimmer corrals the puck now to Ingram, too far for Savo, and the Guardians play it in. Dylan Ingram with a nice hit on the far side. Weinzimmer ties up Benjamin Howie, who made this a 2-1 game earlier in this period. Howie has it back. It's tied up at the side of the net for a minute or a second, but then Ruggiero wound up playing it.
Nice hit by Vakatura.
It's a dangerous time here with Glastonbury having possession in the East Haven zone, but here's Evan Giovanelli. Giovanelli working through Christina. They would have been offside, so they got to touch up. We had about 20 additional officials and coaches on the Glastonbury bench telling us that there was offsides. Stolen by Rodriguez at center ice. Rodriguez carries in, shot gloved relatively easily by Gurria. He holds for the whistle. 4:20 to go in the third period. It's 2-1 East Haven.
Hey, we're going to see a lot of quick shifts for East Haven.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of first and second line here down the stretch. Defensive zone face-off. It's Dalbero taking this draw. He wins it back to Testa. Testa paired with Green now. McGlinchey can't control it. Broken stick there. McGlinchey takes advantage. McGlinchey to Savo. Savo put a move on a backhander. And I think Wisdom may have gotten a piece. Sullivan, I'm sorry, I don't know where I got Wisdom from. But Patrick Sullivan was able to make the save. Benjamin Howie runs into the broken stick. And he's got Resto wide open. Resto with a chance through a lot of bodies, and it deflects wide. Another chance goes to the far side. Resto steps down, and Gurria made the save. Testa can't clear. Now Savo has it in the corner. He's got to ice the puck, and he will. So that will be whistled down for an icing. 3:27 to go. Third period, it's 2-1 East Haven.
Yeah, East Haven was scrambling right there. They got really lucky. But good play by the defenders of East Haven, and I agree with Savo. I mean, I would have iced that puck too.
You could smell danger from a mile away, and Savo made a smart play. So Ruggiero taking the face-off to the right of Gurria. Glastonbury wins it. It's on the stick of Andrew Martire. Oh, big open ice hit there by Giovanelli. Another shot that trickles just wide to Gurria's glove side. Now it goes off JP in front, and he smartly covers up with 3:10 to go in the third. And JP Gurria is having maybe his best game of the year today.
He's played phenomenal. He's had great opportunities to keep the game the way it is.
Ruggiero took the draw. It's one back to Weinzimmer. Weinzimmer around the boards for Giovanelli. Can't tip it up and out of the zone, but they get it out anyway. Ruggiero with an open ice hit. Glastonbury bench wanted a penalty there too. Now Christina up the boards. Vakatura holds it in. Vakatura had a chance, but the shot was blocked. And now the Guardians come back the other way. That was Joshua Sandler who tripped at center ice, and so Glastonbury had to recoil. They gained the zone. Christina tries to get by Dylan Ingram, goes behind the net. It's on the stick of Vakatura. He can't get it out. Ruggiero around the boards. Giovanelli trying to get there first. Dylan Ingram ties up Howie. Now Weinzimmer comes out in front. Giovanelli tipped it ever so slightly, but it was held in by Christina. Shot wide, glove side.
You got to wonder when Glastonbury is going to pull their goal.
Yeah, Vakatura with a big hit in front of the bench. Benjamin Jean holds it in. Rodriguez shot saved by Gurria. And the referee lost sight of the puck as it was going to the Glastonbury defense. Wow.
Yeah, I think JP got hit on the head there too.
Yeah, he might have.
I think that's why they also called the whistle.
Woo. He's taking a minute. 1:56 to go in the third period. 2-1 East Haven. I think he also might have hit his hand too.
Right.
He's making some repairs to the inside of his helmet.
Yeah, I was going to say timeout on Glastonbury. I think that's smart. You got to wonder if they pull him right now.
It might be. It's going to be a face-off right here to the left of Gurria, so you might be right. This would be the time. You see that more and more, even on the NHL level. Teams down by 3 goals, pulling their goaltenders with 7 minutes left in games.
I mean, that's crazy. Down by 2 goals, 3 goals.
I saw the Rangers do it a few weeks ago against somebody. They were down by 3. Well, I didn't see the Rangers do it. I heard about it because, well, I'm not going to get into that. But they're winning today again, by the way. Chris Kreider scored his 19th goal of the year. This would be what? 4 in a row today?
So, yep.
The Devils, that's a team that started out on fire.
Yeah, they're really good. Now I think they've lost 9 of their last 11 games or something like that.
It's a young team that got off to a great start, and I think they're being humbled a little bit now by the rest of the league. So we've got 1:56 left in the third period. East Haven's got a 2-1 lead. JP Gurria has been just lights out all day. And East Haven's got to figure out a way to finish this off. It's only 4 points in the standings.
4 huge points, though.
But it's for you. Every point you can get is huge. East Haven, by beating Brantford the other night, got themselves back to 500. You want to build yourself way above 500.
Right.
A win today puts them over. There are 15 games left after today. Most of them are probably going to be very, very similar to this. Face off to the left of Gurria. Dalbero wins it back to Cameron Green. You were right. Sullivan's out of the net. So it is a 6-on-5 advantage here for Glastonbury. John Dalbero, remember there is an empty net. He got double teamed in the corner there. Glastonbury clears out, knocked down by McGlinchey at center. Here comes Howie with speed. He was a little out of control, so Cameron Green was able to catch up to him. Comes out in front, JP Gurria knocked it away. Dalbero knocks it down, and it's going to make it all the way icing. 1:22 to go in the third, 2-1 East Haven.
Yeah, that puck was going in very, very slow. I didn't know if it was going to make it or not, but if you're East Haven, you don't really want to scramble that much. Just stay on one guy and hope. Honestly, hope for the best.
This line for Glastonbury, as I said, has been out there almost all day. They've skated 2 lines for most of the afternoon, and they have been buzzing, and JP Gurria has been just outstanding today. Benjamin Jean tied up by Dalbero and Ingram. Glastonbury, though, comes away with the puck. It's at the blue line. Resto, cross ice for Humpner. McGlinchey steals, tips it up ahead for Savo, who does the smart thing and just gets it out to center. McGlinchey trying to play it ahead. It's dumped in. Glastonbury onside. Rodriguez right inside the blue line, stolen by Savo, who fires down, but it's going to be an icing. 42 and a half to go here in the third.
You tell Savo was trying to go for the hat trick.
Now, I'm guessing they're not allowed to change. I don't know if that rule extends all the way down to high school, or if they're not allowed to change after an icing.
Right. I think that's a good timeout call by Coach Payne.
Yep. Coach Payne calls a timeout here. with a 2-1 lead and another defensive zone face-off. And like I said earlier, yes, it's important to beat your rival, but it's these other games against these other good teams that if you win, it just gives you more confidence going forward.
Right, and obviously, the rival games are going to be very intense. People know each other from the towns and I'm sure they've played youth hockey with each other and all that. But as you mentioned, these other teams that you don't really see that often, don't really know of, they're huge points. A win is a win. All you need is 8 to get in.
Yep.
So,
things were looking very differently 2 weeks ago than they are now. But this is a very, very big 42.5 seconds. Wins change everything. We know it. We've seen it.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And I think there's something to the excitement of being able to come back and play in your own building again and making this a very difficult place to play.
Oh, yeah. The student sections have been great so far for East Haven, too.
And I think the whole, and Becker plays a role in this, I think the horn, the lights, the music, all that stuff, I think it plays a factor in teams that come in here and play.
They definitely love it. The kids, it's kind of like what is this, like what?
Right, right. And our kids feed off it, so the face-off to the right of Garea. Guilford standing outside of their locker room watching the end of this one. They win the draw back to Savo, who gets it up to the blue line but not out. Liam Resto holds it in. Fluttering shot held by Garea. 33.5 seconds to go. Savo comes off for Vacatura now. Vacatura, one of the hardest workers on this team for sure. Glastonbury wins the draw. Resto over to Humpner. Humpner thrown toward the net. Hit a couple of bodies in front. Big hit by Tyler Weinzimmer just under us. Humpner at the blue line. Shot corralled by Garea. And he holds on with 21 seconds to go.
It's going to be the longest 20 seconds.
Longest 20 seconds of this season, at least so far. Face off to the left of Garea. Both teams have used their timeouts here. Glastonbury wins the draw. Nice play by Dalbero, who tries to corral it. He gets it out of the zone. Good work by John Dalbero. Now Glastonbury trying to put it in. Weinzimmer has it. Fires it towards the empty net. And he scores! And with 3.5 seconds to go in the third period, that'll do it. Tyler Weinzimmer gives East Haven a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, the captain's feeling it. He had a great goal against Brantford. Ices it for the East Haven team. Now they're going on a little win streak here.
Yeah. This says a lot about the character of the team. That was an emotional game on Wednesday night. And and a lot of stuff surrounding the Brantford game.
Yeah.
And to come back and win like this is a big one. And that is going to do it. What a win. What a character win for East Haven today. They win it 3-1 and deservedly so. They're excited, and they should be. This one, Nick, might be bigger in the grand scheme of things. This one might be bigger than beating Brantford.
Yeah, I think so too. And as I mentioned before, the Brantford game was kind of like rivalry. Everyone knows each other, but this team, they had a good start to the season. Obviously, the last couple games haven't been the best for Glastonbury, but they worked hard. East Haven worked very hard in this game. Kind of outplayed them in the first and third period, and they deserve it. A great win for East Haven.
So East Haven now 3-2 with the victory at the quarter point. Our next game will be, and this is going to become a pattern every week, 2 or 3 games, Wednesday night, 5:45, right back here. The only Division I team on the schedule and it's going to be the Blue Devils of the West Haven Co-op now. And they're going to be here Wednesday night at 5:45. Another big 6 points will be on the line, another tough game. So good luck to you in your final semester.
Thank you.
And for Rob Becker, Nick Maniscalco, and Nick Giglietti, this is Mike Amento and Chris Avina and Tori Tito. This is Mike Amento saying so long from East Haven.